All right, good afternoon, folks. This is the second round of the tournament with the video recordings by Semi-Casual Gaming. I'm Nathan, and my opponent is Trey from my first 40K report. Trey, say hi. Hi. And the nice thing is we're playing the exact same armies basically as last time. We actually have finished deploying first. We just rolled off. I actually won the roll off to go first now. Secondaries, this is called the Battle Lines mission. So there's 4 objectives in the middle, 4 objectives, 2 in the middle, 1 each deployment. And the secondaries I picked are thin their ranks, so I try and kill as much of his guys, assassinate, kill his characters, and the secondary for the mission, which is Vital Grounds, which is 2 points for the center objective controlled and 3 points for your opponent's objective. Trey, you picked thin their ranks.
Thin their ranks, bring it down, and Vital Ground.
Thin their ranks, bring it down, and Vital Ground. So the same as me, except he's trying to take down my vehicles. I'm trying to take down his characters. So yeah, so this is set. I ended up, we only have 2 tables going for this little mini tournament, so I got the same table. We just rotated the board around a bit. So we're going to go ahead and get rolling off. So when we get back, it'll be middle of turn 1 Orks. All right, middle of 1. The Orks surged forward accordingly. We took some shots. I was able to blow up the Raider this time, so Yvrain, her escort, the Vizark, and the other dudes got stuck back in there. The Wave Serpent, however, is still on the table, so a little nervous about that because that's some heavy firepower coming back at me next turn. Otherwise, I will get 2 points, I believe, for Bring It Down. I'll record that in a moment. And I picked off 1 Harlequin, 1 Cavalite, and I think that was it. I don't think I took anyone else down. So not as crazy as shooting as last game. However, we're still up. We've got the objectives, so next turn I'll be able to start claiming those Vital Ground secondary. In the interim, it will now be Ynnari, bottom of 1. Okay, bottom of 1. A lot more happened. We had the Wave Serpent moved forward. They shot off 6 boys with that and some other shooting. Harlequins charged in, killed off my Deathskulls. The other Harlequins tried to charge my battle wagon, but I overwatched, killed a couple. Well, I got 5 6s on Overwatch. It was kind of insane. And then failed the charge. But then the Solitaire and Witches took out the other Deathskulls. So now he's got control of that objective. And he's a lot more up in my face than I would like for this particular game. So we'll see what happens in the middle of round 2 Orks. All right, middle of turn 2. Orks fired back. The Lunas wiped out the Witches, the Death Rolla, the Solitaire. As the package opened up, Meganobs came over here. I was actually targeting the Cabalites because I killed enough of them to take them off of the objective. They also piled enough damage into Yvrain that they gave it to the Vizark. The Vizark died. The Warboss got 4 wounds on Overwatch against Dire Avengers. Note to self, do not charge Dire Avengers. The blue Death Dread, the other 2 Death Dreads dropped down back in the corner. Blue came around, failed the charge. Orange succeeded the charge, but took half his life in only killing 2 of those dudes. So that was a little not impressive. Boys are surrounding the tank. It's got 2 wounds left. My shooting couldn't take it down. My clubbing couldn't take it down. He's just barely hanging on. Those dang Banshees are still hanging out in there. So a little worried, but we'll see how it goes. And then morale. He passed all the morale. These guys, they lost 7. He had to roll a 1. Good job, Trey. Nobody ran from the Ork onslaught. And now we're going to head into the bottom of 2. I did kill off 2 characters, so that's 6 more secondary points for me, but because of his attack on my Copt over here, I foolishly left my battle wagon out of reach, so he actually denied me the Vital Ground points, so I actually lost like 7 points due to poor placement on my part. Alright, so we'll go on. We're going to see what the Ynnari are going to do in round 2. Yeah, that right. Bottom of 2. Alright, so yep, I fell back, shot a couple of boys. It's badly wounded, so I didn't get to do a ton of damage. Everyone else fell back. The Warboss fell to the Incubi and the Dire Avengers. The rest of the guys, they kind of just fell back. The Dire Avengers charged into the Meganobs, only did 1 damage and lost 3 in return because these 2 charged and failed, so they're sitting back. However, lucky for him, my gun battery is on this side of the battlefield, which has like nothing left on it. So, so all of his big scary stuff's hiding from my gun battery. So we'll see what I can do. In the meantime, we're going to head into the top of turn 3, Orks, and we'll see where we go from here. All right, here we go. All right, middle of turn 3. So I fought back. I killed off the Wave Serpent and then shot and charged with the boys into the Howling Banshees. They only had one left after shooting, and so killed him easily. Charged the Cabalites with both these. I dumped out my tank busters to keep control of that objective. I dumped him out so he could shoot. I hit the big mech missed. The truck and the big mech combined killed just enough Cabalites. The last one ran. The Mega Nubs kind of whiffed on their attacks, but killed enough that one more ran, so one's left. That Death Dread killed Ynnari. That Death Dread killed only one Incubi, and they punched him back for 2 wounds, so he's whiffing. All of their combined shooting back here was actually really dismal. I only ended up killing a few guys, but my Death Roller managed to Death Roller over the last of the Dire Avengers. So at this point, we're going to play out the last round, so he's going to try and character snipe this guy, see if he can take him off. I feel like he can definitely do that. Otherwise, I think it's probably over at this point, but we're going to go ahead and finish off here. So, bottom of 3, Ynnari. All right, bottom of 3. Yep, the Incarn did it. Managed to chop the crap, did like 12 damage to the big mech with mega armor. Solitaire survived, the Dire Avenger went down, so it's the Solitaire and the Incarn versus everything else. So, Trey, good game, sir. So, that was a much better game, I think, dice-wise for you. I felt like last game I had a lot more luck, but remembering the rules about the Wave Serpent reducing damage kept it on the table. Because the last game, for those watching, I ended up I did all the damage in one shot, but we didn't reduce it, so it actually would have survived, but we weren't sure how much. So, just too much of a gun battery sitting back there and too much stuff up front. It's hard for the Ynnari to get back in there. So, any other parting thoughts, sir? Oh. All right, guys. Well, we're actually calling the tournament at this point because it's not really a tournament. It's just called that by name. We're just here to have fun, and I gotta get wrapped up for the night. So, we just did 2 games. The third game was going to be against Mr. Jared over here, and
do another time.
Yes, we will do that again. We'll do a catch up at some point because he's got some pretty models and some good plays and stuff. And so, all right, guys, everyone say bye.
Bye.
Okay, see y'all later.
Jared won.